Hey everyone, Onepeg here, back again with yet another riveting shotgun video. I know you're all so excited, and so am I. And while I sympathize with your
Another set of shotgun stats.
groans, try as best you can not to judge me on this wee bit of info, okay? You see, there's actually some really interesting things that came about from this that I really want to share with you guys that I think will be a bit surprising and potentially even maybe a little bit useful. Nearly as interesting and surprising as me plugging my Twitch channel that I stream on every single day. And without further ado, here is your goldfish summary. Okay, now that we're past all of that, if you guys don't want the background, I'll tell you that the Mossberg needs work. It's way inaccurate versus the other shotgun brethren it's got, and it's really only good for close quarters. I mean, really close quarters. 10 meters. The 153 is supposed to be the best overall, but it isn't. The Saiga is the go-to. Use the Saiga. The benefits of it are just too great. Since the last video I made about shotguns and accuracy and how it was horrendous, BSG not only buffed like all of the shotguns once, but twice. And naturally, as is my I wonder brain, I decided things needed a test. Also, since the last shotgun test, BSG introduced the Mossberg, which I thought would be good to include in this little round of testing as well. As a reminder, this is only a test of pellet-type rounds, not slugs. I suppose I could do a slug accuracy thing, but that really only pertains to the accuracy stats, so if you're looking for slug accuracy stuff, that's not this video, okay? For those of you that want to know how the testing was carried out, here you go. 25 meters, shot at a metal wall, so I get the smallest impact decals possible. There were groupings of 9 to 11 rounds, depending on which shotgun and mag were used. Rounds used were 7mm buckshot, express, magnum, and this time I decided to check out flechettes, or as Pestily would call them, flechettis. 100 rounds of each ammo type through the 4 most accurate shotguns I could build between the 153, Saiga, Mossberg, and 870. Then, I took a screen cap of every grouping using an M1A SAS for every single screenshot with a voodoo so we could get a nice big image and stored them away. Using the same gun and voodoo I got a screen cap of, well, myself, on a second account at 25 meters, and then cut out the head and torso outlines of the character model and superimposed and centered that outline on the point of aim for each of the screenshots. And then I counted all the impacts individually, placed that all on an Excel spreadsheet, and calculated out the percentage of hits versus misses. Riveting stuff, right? Now, before we talk accuracy, let's talk benefits. The 153 is statistically the most accurate on paper, with the best pellet dispersion, supposedly, and best accuracy stat for a shotgun when using the 750mm barrel and a 12-gauge choke. So this should yield the best results across the board. The 153 is also semi-auto, which means it has a faster fire rate than the pump actions, but not the Saiga, because it is now rate limited. It will not fire as fast as you can pull the trigger or click your mouse. The Saiga will. The Saiga has the highest fire rate of all of the shotguns because of that mechanic, which makes it great for spamming. Also, of all of the shotguns, it is the best overall regarding eye relief problems suffered by all of the shotguns in general, and with a Valde attached, it's actually kind of usable, unlike the other shotguns, which are super awful. Please, God, fix this. The 870 with its 660mm barrel is supposed to be a good middle ground between accuracy and ergo, but actually outperformed where I figured it would end up. And the 590 Mossberg that was just introduced is the king of ergo, which makes for some crazy fast ADS speeds. But we're talking about accuracy here, so who cares about raising the gun to your shoulder quickly? Not me. You guys? No? Okay. So back to shooting pellets haphazardly into a wall for hours. And one last thing. This little graphic. The 2 buffs that BSG applied were to accuracy and this hidden stat known as pellet dispersion. These 2 stats are different values depending on which barrel you're using, unless it's the Saiga, because you can't swap the barrel on that one. So if the accuracy of a barrel is listed as a lower MOA, then this larger outer circle becomes smaller. The pellet dispersion is represented by these smaller circles. The center of these smaller circles is where the center of impact would shift to inside of this larger cone of accuracy, and the pellets spread out from that center. So it's possible to have pellets land outside of this accuracy circle. Make sense? The end result of everything was as follows. And like I said, it got a little surprising in more than one way. The first thing that I noticed right out of the gate is that the shotgun pellet dispersion is way, way more accurate than it was before. We're talking double or better. In the original shotgun video, the 153 had a head accuracy of 4% and a torso accuracy, stomach plus chest, of 18%. In this video, this round of testing, the 153's head accuracy was 8%, and the torso accuracy was 29.6. Considerably different. But it wasn't even the most accurate. And this is why I say that these results are a little strange, because the 153 is supposed to be the most accurate. To compare, the Saiga's accuracy listed appears to be nearly double that of the 153, twice as bad. But even with a suppressor on the Saiga, which is supposed to somehow reduce the accuracy, the Saiga's torso cumulatively clocking in at over 45%, or Magnum at 25 meters. In fact, the Magnum buckshot actually had better overall accuracy patterns than that of Express in nearly all categories of the shotgun tests across all of the tested shotgun configurations, and in almost every case was also the most accurate statistically than that of nearly every single one of its counterparts, which doesn't make sense, because Express has a 15% accuracy bonus. That being said, the Mossberg needs a little bit of love. The ADS speed on a Mossberg is amazing, but in any shot category that wasn't Magnum buckshot, it lagged behind the other shotguns significantly and was providing target hits roughly equivalent to the pre-buff numbers that the Saiga had shown. With the gun being a bit of a meme at the moment, it could stand to have a bit of a buff, unless there's going to be some increasingly accurate barrel options in the future. So, the most accurate shotgun overall? By far the Saiga. And this is what makes the Saiga awesome. The only thing that I can think of that makes these stats so good is that you have a hidden pellet dispersion stat that is really super tight, which ends up counteracting the poorly listed accuracy cone on the stat sheet. What else is funny here is that the 153 wasn't even second. It finished third. The 660mm 870 was several points in percentage more likely to hit in almost every single test, minus the shots from the Express rounds. I mean, look at these Saiga accuracy stats. Head hitbox 12 to 14% for Flechette's Express, and Magnum at over 14.5%. Chest hitbox at 24% for Magnum pellets, and the stomach taking hits north of 27%. That is near 50% accuracy for 3 different pellet types on the torso without including damage potential to the arms or to the legs at that distance. That is 20 pellet impacts minimum for every 5-round mag. How fast can you squeeze those out? The best overall round to use? Flechette's, with a super close second of Magnum buckshot. Magnum buck is surprisingly accurate. However, it should be noted that the buckshot has almost 0 penetration. If you're wearing any armor at all, it's not getting through. Flechette's have over 30 pen, and considerable armor damage per dart, which means they shred armor, and they're lethal against level 3 face shields, which, if people use one, tend to be the most common type used, save for maybe an Alton. Moral of the story? Scavs are going to hurt with shotguns now. If they hit you, it's going to hurt for more. Players with shotguns are now in need of your respect because even partial accuracy is going to cause an awful lot of damage. So what do you guys think? Are they too strong now? Should the Mossberg see some more love? Should the 153? Is the Saiga just broken? I don't know. All I know is that right now, I would be afraid. If you see a shotgun, I would give it some respect. Okay, so the next video coming up from me will be another gameplay review vid. So if you have anything that you'd like to submit, please hit the Discord link in the description or the top comment, and I'll get to reviewing your gameplay. I'm especially looking for things where people made mistakes in their gameplay or don't understand how they lost, etc. So if you happen to have something like that recorded or end up recording something like that in the next, so often, I'm always collecting those, and that's the stuff that I'm more likely to feature. So please submit those things. I'm looking for those things that frustrate you. You know what I mean? Thanks for checking this out, everyone. As always, please consider hitting the like button for the algorithm and maybe even sub the channel. The stats really do matter and help me continue to create content for all of you. Twitch.tv/Onepeg. See you soon.